Hi, everybody. It's Amalia, founder of S.T.E.M Braids and Beyond, and I'm here today with another informational video. I'm often sent and shared information on other people doing work in STEM, and I'm always so appreciative because I love to know what the market and the industry is saying. Today, I want to talk a little bit about STEM discovery and the prevailing theme that STEM discovery should be introduced to children of color at a younger age. I think that is great because in represented households in STEM, which is identified as white, because the families work in STEM, STEM concepts are introduced at a really young age. For example, when a white parent gives birth to a child, their play sets and toys look like the career that is STEM, the field of interest in the family. So if a dad is a chemist, chances are he's going to buy his kid gifts and things that cause the child to interact at a young age. So when we think STEM discovery for a child of color, putting it in a child's hand at 3, they're still at a disadvantage. My sister is married to a marine engineer, and all of his daughter's toys that he buys by the time she was about 9 months old were marine tools that they use. So, and he's getting her into, literally before she could walk, into things. He had her in the water learning to swim so that she could be comfortable to dive with him. And it's like, ugh. But this is what happens in represented households. So when we're saying encourage children of color at a really young age to do STEM discovery, that's great. But most kids are still even behind the ball, because even though the child is doing the STEM discovery, if that same child has questions about it, the parents in a underrepresented household don't have the answers. For example, my sister's daughter, if she has questions about a marine tool, her father can give her an at length explanation. How many underrepresented parents who have working class jobs can do that? Not very many. And so that is why my work works to emphasize STEM literacy, the classroom part of it. Because if the child is strong enough in reading and you're able to identify what their natural interest in STEM is, because believe it or not, everything we see, touch, feel, breathe, can think of has a STEM correlation. If you love the stars, there's a field that studies the stars. If you're fascinated with the air you breathe, there's a field that's a scientific field that studies the air we breathe. If you have a fascination with lux, cutlery, whatever you can think of, there is a scientific connection to it. And so figuring out, even through experimental learning, and I prefer the academic part, so that it is not just a child trying an activity and failing, they're actually engaging cognitively and saying, well, I like this and I don't like that. And so I'm not knocking down STEM discovery. I think it has its place. I just didn't read any stories about Albert Einstein out here playing with STEM discovery toys and that leading to the mathematical theoretical understanding he had. I didn't hear about any stories about Sir Isaac Newton that happening. Like, do you see what I mean? Like, nobody was playing with STEM discovery toys, whatever the equivalent of it was in that time, and then coming out with the law of gravity. What? Anyhow, so STEM discovery is great. All of the tools that engage and make people feel good is great, but unless parents are showing up and the knowledge that exists in the represented household trickles into the underrepresented household, it's going to be a lot larger of a gap. I was talking to a retired teacher, actually, last story. And she was sharing that she worked, she's interracially married. She's white, her husband's black. And she said that the school she taught at, she was a strong advocate for integration in the school. And when she started out teaching, the school was in the top schools in America. By the time she left, the school was in the bottom tier of the US school rating and on the verge of being closed. And she said the only thing that changed was the demographic. And we were talking back and forth about my program, and she was saying, well, let me tell you why I think your program is going to have challenges. And I shared with her how my model was built to address it. And she said, I spent my whole career trying to address this thing, and not once did I think about it. I said, because you never lived what it meant to be Black. So, and what it meant to be Black as an American and then also as an immigrant. So she said the only kids who were from the underrepresented community who did well were parents who relocated from inner cities into suburbs. And the parents acted differently, not in terms of whether or not you're going to curse somebody out. They saw the tips and the learnings that I teach in my program of how you show up to support a child. And those kids go on to do great things. So long story short, if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. If you can, connect with me on LinkedIn. My name is Amalia Dinoon, and I look forward to talking to you the next time. Bye-bye. Bye.